What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tune into another edition of my vlog. Thank you for sharing this channel and for supporting. I appreciate everybody's comments and everything, because you know I'm all about the positivity and motivation. And I try to keep you guys laced up so you don't make bad choices, man. You see things before they happen. And I wanted to say that a lot of you guys, you got to live with certain things you do, and you got to take responsibility for those things, because you never know when they can come back to bite you in the butt. I'm talking about when you're out there doing dirt and you get caught up, you get caught slipping, and as a result you got to go down to the station, and you're sitting there and they got you in that cold room, and they tell you you're looking at X amount of time, but hey, you know, we don't want you, we want the other guy. And you sit there and you contemplate, oh man, I'm not going to be able to kick it with my baby mama anymore. I'm not going to be on the street, so what am I going to do? Can I do this time? I've never done time. And you rationalize whether or not you should tell. Well, what if telling didn't give you any time off? Would you be so quick to tell? Or would you keep your mouth shut? What if you knew if you told that somehow down the line somebody else could find out about you telling, and it could lead to you later on getting your wig split? See, when you tell on somebody that ain't got nothing to do with you, even if they did have something to do with you, there's repercussions to that. The code of the streets is when you are out there doing dirt and you're putting yourself in the mix, you got to be ready for what comes with that. And let me tell you, a lot of times when they pull you up in there, they're telling you certain numbers to scare the poop out of you. If you hold tight, talk to your attorney, you won't get those numbers. That's all a game. That's a ploy. What they're telling you, if everybody kept their mouth shut, yeah, you might do a little time, but you ain't going to do that much time. But see, that's what happens when you get yourself caught up in the streets to begin with. You shouldn't be out there doing anything where you feel like if you get caught, you got to tell on somebody to begin with. But telling is not the answer. Because, like I said, it could be years later, and it come back, and you get your wig split. You thinking nobody's gonna know? Man, shoot. There's popos who might not like you, and if you go to a spot and, you know, wind up on some yard with somebody, they might let one of your partners know, like, hey man, you know, check this out, and slide some paperwork, and that paperwork is circulating. You'll be punished, removed, right there on the spot. It don't matter how cool you were or how much you thought you were in the clear. Once they find out about you being dirty, it's a wrap, man. And it don't matter if you told on another race. It don't matter if you know, it was on somebody you don't know. You told. You told. You should have never been out there doing any of that stuff, so you wouldn't have to put yourself in that position. You the hardcore gangster, and then you get in there and start crying, and you want to start pointing fingers and breaking down a whole chart and how things work. Man, don't do it. Don't even get involved in that lifestyle. First and foremost, go to work, get you a job, take a trade, you know, keep your butt off the streets. Then you ain't got to worry about telling on somebody if you get in trouble. Because if you're working and somebody steals your lunch, then hey man, that's a work issue. There ain't nothing that's gonna send nobody to jail. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, consequences of, oh man, there's an act of violence that comes with that. A lot of you guys are out here in the mix, man, and you're really squares, but you want to seem like you got that sack and you're better off not even picking it up to begin with. Because telling ain't the answer, man. It's all bad. Because you don't know who or when it's going to get out that you told. I've seen dudes, man, be comfortable in the pen thinking that they're all in the clear in a whole nother state, and then somebody shows up and say, hey man, that dude told on my case, gave me 30 years, and automatically everybody that was that guy's friend, they turn on him like wolves, and it's a wrap for him. He's out of there. It don't matter how big you are, how tough you think you are. If you are dirty and they find out, you will be dealt with. And I mean, if you can live with that, then hey, more power to you, man. But I would highly advise that you not even put yourself in that predicament, so you don't have to even go through that ordeal. It's not worth it. And like I said, if you pose the question and they said, man, you don't get no time off for telling, what you gonna do then? You'd have to do the time. So your best bet is to stay out the mix to begin with. And even if you tell, you're still doing time. I've seen dudes tell and they still get 10, still get 5. So it doesn't give you a pass, man, to go back out there and do the same thing all over again. I just don't get it, man. If you're a civilian and you're not involved in the streets, you're not out there doing stuff that's, illegal, then, hey, man, somebody does something to you, man, you go report that shit. That's what you do. You're a civilian. You're not no gangster. You're not no gang member. You're not somebody who's a thug or anything like that. So you have resources at your hand or at your disposal to take care of a situation like that, the popo. But when you're in the streets and you doing that dumb stuff, man, I mean, dude, you're in the streets, and there's a code of the streets. Whether you want to believe it or not, you hip hop guys, you musicians, and you want to be thugs. I mean, dude, some of the stuff you do, man, and then record yourself on top of it, is so ignorant. You're telling on yourself before you even get caught. And then all they gotta do is pull the shit down from the internet, and they're gonna prosecute you. The rappers doing stuff, man, and then turn around, the lyrics are used in court. The jury, they paint a picture that you're this horrible person. That's what they're gonna do. You're this horrible person, and so they put you in a corner so that you can do what you gonna do, which is be a rat, which is no good, no bueno. But hey, I'm just putting you up on some game on the G code, because a lot of people don't understand how the game works, and they think it's acceptable in circumstances. And I tell you right now, it's if you're in the streets, man, you're in the streets. Know that you got to live by a certain set of rules, and it's best that you don't even involve yourself in that stuff if you feel that it's going to put you in a position to compromise yourself, because you never know when it's going to come back to haunt you. You telling on stuff that's so irrelevant. The guy in the college scandal, this dude got busted for stock fraud. He told on everybody else on some other stuff. I'm telling you, man. Especially watch out for the damn white collar guys. They tell quick. They don't even have to have the handcuffs on, and they're gonna start telling. They're gonna tell on any and everybody. You white collar guys are the worst. You sell out your mom. No loyalty, man. No stand-up game. I'm telling you, putting you up on some game here, man. Leave that stuff alone. Stay out the mix with that, man. It's best, be a square, and if you're out there doing dirt, man, do it by yourself, because if at least you ain't gonna tell on yourself. I would imagine you wouldn't tell on yourself, but You run around with a group of people, man, just know out of that 5, probably 3 of them are going to tell. For sure, they're going to tell about 3 of them. 3 of them ain't come about the whole water. So, Big Herc 916, man, trying to lace you up on this game, man. And let you know that it ain't cool. And if you don't like the message in this video, then stay in school, man. Be squared. I mean, that's the best thing I could recommend for you. You know, I wish I would have pursued my college education a lot more serious and, you know, did some other things in my life, but I didn't. So I have to live with what I live with and keep it 100 with y'all and put you up on the real. So, hey, watch your mouth.